So I finally watched Madam Web, the movie that everyone was telling me to watch, and it was just as bad as I thought. See, going into this, I kind of knew it was going to be a bad movie, but to be honest with you, I'm in a weird state with superhero movies. A lot of them just aren't good anymore. Like, even some of the movies that I loved back 4 or 5 years ago really don't even hit the same anymore. Everyone that I know says that the Sonyverse is really bad, which, yeah, it is. They've not had a lot of good movies recently, or even in the past, 5 years, I don't think. A lot of these movies just aren't that good anymore, and also, people don't know what to do with superhero movies at this point. I mean, I could tear into this movie. There was nothing special about this movie. The editing was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and the special effects weren't even that good, to be honest. Even the acting was bad. Even the main villain has no motive and no reason to do anything except they're just wanting to be a villain. And the worst part about this movie is the editing. I mean, I've been doing editing for about 12 years now, and the fact that there's simple mistakes in there that should not even be in there, and that I'm not even a professional editor, but most of these guys are, and they're letting a lot of things go through. Now, of course, Sony, Marvel, a lot of big studios decide that it's okay to push editors past their limits and make them work 12 to 13-hour days. Yeah, that's not good, but that doesn't excuse simple things like an easy cut. I mean, the cuts in here are terrible. There's just random moments that should be on screen that just aren't. They're just cut weirdly. And this has been a trend since The Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, it's nothing new. Now, to the thing that everyone's really talking about, one of the main writers in this movie did write for Morbius. And as most of you know, Morbius is one of the worst movies ever. Now, is it better than Madam Web? Yeah, a lot. Madam Web is bad in so many ways, but at least the editing and the special effects from Morbius is somewhat watchable and at least a decent movie compared to Madam Web. Now, don't get me wrong, both of these movies suck, okay, both of them. But for people saying that it's worse than Morbius, I don't really see that. Morbius had a theme to it. Yeah, we all knew it was going to be bad, but Madam Web as a whole did not seem like it wanted to even be a movie. And that's the thing. Nothing has passion in this movie. And I'm not going to sit here and talk to you guys about passion, even though I just did. To be honest, there's a lot of things that I could nitpick around and even talk about. To even nitpick this movie is crazy because there's so many things that's wrong with it. If you guys remember the early 2000 Hulk movie that came out, that was better than this movie. And that's pretty crazy to say. Hulk is just a little bit better, just a tad bit. There's not really much for me to say about this movie that everyone else hasn't already said. I mean, yeah, this movie sucks, and it's a big letdown, but yeah, Madam Web sucks.